All right, we have a brand new series for you guys today where Badake and I are going to go back and forth doing a Dynasty Rookie mock draft. Okay, so I have the odds, Badake has the evens, and we're going to go back and forth doing this mock and giving you the reasons as to why. Here's some things that we considered when making these picks. Number one, the talent, obviously.
Right.
Number two, we gave a landing spot for every player and considered their draft capital. Number three, the team needs of each team. And number four, projecting their value in 1 year from now based off of their landing spot. Okay.
Right.
All these things we kind of wrapped together and considered when making our picks. I just want to say before we get in too deep here, I think this year more than any other year, there is more room for conversation of where players should go than ever before.
Yes.
I don't think that there is a Jamar Chase in this draft. I don't think that there's a Trevor Lawrence, a Justin Fields, a Trey Lance. There is not that type of player where I think it's so obvious that these players should go in certain positions. So if you disagree with some of these takes, that's okay. I really do think it's going to be very common for these players to go in a lot of different places. And at the 101, I took Treylon Burks.
Right.
My landing spot for him was the Atlanta Falcons. Treylon Burks is a do-it-all wide receiver, big body, freak athlete, almost DK Metcalf-esque. Okay, and a lot of people in Superflex leagues are going to take a quarterback first. Here's the thing. I like all the quarterbacks in this draft. I think they all have potential,
Right.
but I don't think there's one that I could point to and say that he's going to be worth more than another quarterback in this draft.
Okay.
So for me, the talent of guys like Burks and Brees and Jameson are in a different tier of these quarterbacks because I could take a shot on one of these five quarterbacks later on in the first round.
Yeah.
And I think they all have similar opportunities
Okay.
to prove themselves. So I didn't believe in any quarterback in particular enough to take them at the 101. I do believe in Burks enough to take him here at the 101. So that's what I took there. Who do you have at the 102?
The 102, I took Kenny Pickett, and he's going to the Denver Broncos. And look, if Kenny Pickett actually does go to the Denver Broncos, I believe he is set. They're going to give him the opportunity to actually grow with the team. A Jerry Jeudy, obviously Tim Patrick, Cortland Sutton, a young Javonte Williams. They're going to give him all the opportunity. And what's great about Kenny Pickett is that he has crazy arm strength. He can throw a bomb down the field, and he's also mobile. I think he looks like Justin Herbert. He has Justin Herbert-esque type of play. And I love that from Kenny Pickett.
That's the upside.
Exactly.
I don't want people to think we're saying he's going to be.
Oh, 100%. That's definitely the upside. And, once again, I'm taking Kenny Pickett at the 102 purely based on the landing spot. I believe that they are going to let him develop in Denver. So I love this opportunity for Kenny Pickett. What's the 103?
Yeah. The 103 is Brees Hall. And I think he lands with the Arizona Cardinals. It's my favorite spot. I think it's a realistic landing spot. My guy, Brees Hall, just scores tutties.
Yeah.
That's all he does. He broke an FBS record for consecutive games with a touchdown. Has very, very good vision. If you put on his film, you will notice the patience behind the line of scrimmage, great ability to find the right hole, and he can be a 3-down workhorse running back. And I don't think there's many running backs like that in this year's draft. And it's also very difficult to find those just in general. So because I think he can be a workhorse running back in the NFL, that raises his value a little bit for me in these Dynasty rookie startup drafts because it's hard to find those type of talents.
Right.
Again, I like all the quarterbacks. I think they could all be successful, but for me, Brees and Treylon Burks and Jameson Williams are in just a tier above that I would rather bet on than not knowing the outcome of these quarterbacks. So who's the 104 for you?
104 for me is Garrett Wilson. Obviously, this guy is a great talent. He's a shifty guy, quick on his feet. He's a great route runner. He really can be put anywhere on the field and be utilized in any type of offense. And this is what I think. Garrett Wilson could go to any offense and he could produce, no matter where he goes. But the team that I love to see him going to is the Tennessee Titans. You have your big guy in A.J. Brown and then Derrick Henry in the back. And he could be that slot receiver, that what Corey Davis essentially could have, should have been back then. So once again, Garrett Wilson can go anywhere. He is my favorite wide receiver in this draft personally. And I think if you want a workhorse, a production guy, a guy that can give you yards after the catch as well, Garrett Wilson could be that guy.
All right, at the 105, I took my favorite wide receiver in this year's draft, and that's Jameson Williams. Okay, great size, elite speed. People need to stop throwing the elite speed word around.
Okay.
I've heard that for a lot of prospects in this draft, but the top 5 guys, he's the only person who actually has elite speed.
That ACL,
Great
though.
route runner. Great route runner. Creates separation with ease. Explosive off the line. A true game wrecker on any play. Now, this is what everyone's going to be saying when they watch it. Well, he tore his ACL. That is the single only reason that he is not the 101 in this year's rookie draft for me. Okay? If he didn't tear his ACL, he is the 101. I know you can point to Ohio State days when he didn't beat out Wilson Olave, but look what he did when he got the opportunity. I love Olave, but I don't think Olave or Garrett Wilson can offer a team what Jameson Williams can. I don't think they can offer that in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The type of talent that he is, I believe in it more. I believe it translates to the NFL a little bit better. And because of the ACL injury, he's probably going to fall later in the first to a better team. I have him landing with the Kansas City Chiefs. If he lands with the Chiefs, he might be my 101. I might just put him as a 101.
Sheesh.
But a team like this that's an explosive offense could find him later on in the first round and then just bet on the talent long term. So I love him there at the 105, and he's probably going to fall, which means he'll fall to a good team. Who's the 106 for you, Badake?
The 106 is Malik Willis. And look, reports have been coming out that Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they want a mobile quarterback. And I actually do believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers can move up in this draft and get Malik Willis, or maybe Malik Willis could fall to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Look, we all know what Malik can do. He's a Lamar-like type player. Fantastic arm. He's mobile. He can do everything that the mold of the quarterback that everyone loves, of Patrick Mahomes, or Lamar's, or Justin Herbert's, these mobile quarterbacks. This is Malik. This is the guy. This is the new mold. And I think if team wants to, wait and develop, Malik can go up and do that. And look, honestly, I do have Matt Corral and Sam Howell higher than Malik. But Malik's upside is fantastic. And if he goes to a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers that has Deontay, that has Najee Harris, that has Chase Claypool, who is a deep ball bomb threat, why not take Malik in this opportunity? Because he, and then turn, become the high upside guy, a guy with opportunity. So at the 106, I got Malik going to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I like it. He's actually my quarterback 1 in this year's draft. I think he has by far the most upside. All right, the 107, I took Kenneth Walker III, and the landing spot I chose for him was the Miami Dolphins. He has great vision, a very pure runner. Who is another person in the NFL that I can look at and say they're similar players? That would be Nick Chubb. Think about how pure of a runner Nick Chubb is. Kenneth Walker shows a lot of the same attributes on film. Patient behind the line of scrimmage, decisive when he needs to be.
Yeah.
Again, there's not many workhorse running backs in this year's draft. I think Kenneth has a chance to be that. So I would personally be taking here at the 107, landing spot the Miami Dolphins. Who's the 108 for you, Badake?
Chris Olave at the 108 going to the Cleveland Browns. In my opinion, Chris Olave is probably the best route runner in this draft class, potentially. You can argue that on film, but look, another guy that can be put anywhere on the field, that can be a producer, no matter where he goes, in my opinion, no matter what offense he goes. And like I said, he goes to the Cleveland Browns. He is a Calvin Ridley-esque type player. Great route running. Calvin can go anywhere. Calvin can run any route. Calvin can produce no matter where he's at on the field. And I do believe that, the Cleveland Browns needs a wide receiver. Maybe they get rid of Jarvis. Maybe hopefully Baker Mayfield is no longer there in his second year. Who knows? But I love Chris Olave going to the Browns.
All right, at the 109, now is when I feel like it's okay to take quarterbacks, because for me, this is where the tiers of talent starts to be on a more even playing field. And because we are doing this from a super flex perspective, this is where I would take Sam Howell. My landing spot for him is a Pittsburgh Steelers. I do think it is his best landing spot in the NFL draft. I think he would really, really suit that offense. Look, Sam Howell's a great talent. Best in the class, in my opinion, on short to intermediate pass accuracy. And he can extend plays. Lost all of his weapons this year. Javonte, Michael Carter.
Yeah, he did.
And De'Ami Brown. And still balled out. He reminds me of a young Big Ben Roethlisberger. And I think he could be a day one starter for this Pittsburgh Steelers team. I would love for him to go to a team that already has good weapons around him. Of course we would, right? But I think this is the best landing spot for him. And I think he's a more realistic quarterback to be on the board when they have their pick if they don't want to move up. So I like Sam Howell here at the 109. Badake, who's the 110 for you?
110 is Matt Corral, another quarterback right off the back from Ole Miss. And he's going to the new And new name, Washington Commanders.
Oh God.
Zach's team's here. Look, I like Matt Corral. He is technically my quarterback 3, but I was surprised when I looked at it. I was like, man, I think he should be higher. But look, great mobile quarterback, really strong arm. I think he's good in short intermediate passes as well as Sam Howell. But look, I think this is a good fit. He comes here. He comes with Terry, Gibson, De'Ami Brown, Curtis Samuel. This talent around there. I think Matt Corral, in my opinion, is good because you guys kind of want that mobile quarterback, in my opinion. Obviously, there's talks about Russ. Maybe this is a lower price that you don't have to pay for the Russell Wilson type player.
Russell Wilson. I like it. I'm okay with Corral. I'm okay. And like I said, at this point in the draft, the tiers are very similar. So I'm okay with it. All right, at the 111, I took David Bell, and my landing spot for him was the New England Patriots. David Bell has constantly been overlooked as a player his entire career. Constantly. Yet, he still has put up big numbers in the past couple of years, even with guys like Rondale Moore on the team. Good size, good hands. Reminds me of Allen Robinson. Every time I watch him on film, I'm like, yep, that's something that Allen Robinson could do for an NFL team. Just a quarterback's best friend, that reliable target. I could see him being very valuable in PPR formats, similar to Allen Robinson. I think he could average 7 to 9 receptions for a team per game on the slants, the screens, the go routes. I think he could be a variable, reliable target in this scenario where I have him landing for Mac Jones. I think he instantly becomes Mac Jones' favorite target in this offense, and they can grow together for years to come. So, Badake, who's the last pick of this first round? The 112.
Last pick in this first round is Jerome Ford. And if you do not know this guy, please go get to know him. A guy coming out of Alabama. He went to Alabama, then transferred to Cincinnati. He's landing at the Atlanta Falcons. They need a workhorse. Matt Ryan is there clearly. They need somebody that can be the third down back, that can also punch it in the hole. They need They need a guy. And he's currently my RB2. I do believe he is the most talented, second talented, and the dark horse in this running back class. Speed, explosiveness, power. The vision is absolutely crazy. And landing in Atlanta is maybe what they need. They need a running back, a workhorse running back, and that's Jerome Ford.
I like it. I think we are much higher on Ford than the community. Yes. I have him as my RB3, but I think he's going to rise up boards throughout this draft process.
I agree.
All right, guys, this is the first round. You can watch the second round here, but it might not be out yet if you're watching it on the first day. I think we're going to start to release a series a couple days apart.
Yeah.
But there will be a second round video where we're going to do picks 201 to 212. So check that out.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch
now,
it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.